too late for us now? Why do we stay when I blame you for the things that weigh me down? 'Cause in the echo of your silence, I only hear what's best for me. Yeah, in the echo of your silence, I'm thinking more of her.
Hi ladies, and welcome back to another cleaning and decluttering motivation video. Today we will be starting with cleaning the main level of my house. So that's mainly kitchen, living room, dining room, and a bit of my office. And then we're gonna get to some decluttering in the kitchen. So we're gonna be decluttering plates and coffee mugs. I will also share with you two quick appetizer ideas and show you my new serving plates from Sweese that I tried out and they turned out to be perfect for that job. But let's get to our cleaning first. So per my usual routine, I do start in the kitchen, and I typically do also start with the sink because dirty dishes in the sink is just kind of the first indicator that the house is not cleaned and not picked up. So I typically will start with making sure that right side of the sink is, emptied from the clean dishes, and then I will wash that part of the sink, then I wash the dishes, and then I basically clean the other part of the sink. So that's just kind of my routine. My sink is, as you can see, double-sided, so that's just what works for me. So I basically have one side of the sink dedicated to drying the dishes. If I have a lot of them, or if I have like big pots and pans, I will put like a drying towel next to the sink and do that. But I don't like to have too much on my counters, so I'm trying to fit everything on that right side. And those dishes will just dry there until they are dry. So typically in the morning or just a few hours later, I will go and put those dishes away. But let me know if you do it the same way or if you are actually drying those dishes with a towel. I almost never do that, but I do see that a lot of people do that. And I wonder if that's just something that would, kind of help keep the dishes away from the sink, have that more cleaner look. So I'm curious to know how many of you are actually, drying the dishes right away and putting them right away as soon as they are washed. So let me know in the comments.
You and me stuck on the ocean now, nothing but waves and they're spilling in. I wanna dry up but you just keep on going, don't you? I don't even know how we got here, all my reasoning have disappeared. I wanna bury the hatchet and find the way back to our home, our home, our home. We don't...
So these are the serving platters from Sweese that they have sent to me. And when I was looking at all their products, they have so many that I want to get. These are like small platters, and I think they are perfect for appetizers. For when we have a smaller dining room table. Well, our dining room table is not small, I should say, because you can expand it to make it much bigger. But when we have just, a few people over, we keep the dining room table as is. And I just like to have like smaller serving platters because then I can put them on both ends of the table instead of just putting something bigger in the middle, and then it's kind of awkward because everybody's trying to reach for it. And I don't know, I just feel like it worked out so much better, and you're gonna see later on in this video how I set it up, what I made, so make sure you stay tuned.
To drift inside this dome, I will not let us fade away. It's not a price I wanna pay, and it's not too late. No, we lost our purpose, chasing all that surplus. You were all that I need. I feel that we can break free. We can still go back there to a place with no cares. We can turn this ship around. We can turn this ship around all the way back home.
So once the kitchen was picked up, the dining room, I moved on to our living room space. And as you can see, it has anything and everything. This is typically where my daughter spends a lot of time. and it clearly shows by the end of the week this is how it looks like. She does clean every evening. However, it's not usually clean to a point where there's nothing there. And because this was a week prior to Halloween, this just, they brought a lot of stuff from school, from different events we went to. So you see me pick up just the randomest things, and I'm trying to clear it off because the next day is the Halloween and we had some people over. So I really wanted to make sure to clear it off, put everything where it needs to be, and just kind of help her out a little bit with the process to make it a bit quicker. And since Halloween is over by now, let me know how you celebrate it, if you celebrate it. Did the kids have a lot of fun? Do you typically do trick-or-treating? Are you more of a person who just hands out the candy and your spouse or somebody else is taking the kids for trick-or-treating? Or are your kids old enough that they don't really participate in that anymore? We definitely had a lot of fun. You're gonna see me putting some Halloween candy into goodie bags later on in this video as I was prepping for Halloween, but kids definitely had a lot of fun. They brought a lot of candy and they are slowly working their way through them along with my husband and I.
Strangers again. When you stepped into my life, such a magic feeling when you tore down my walls. I wish I could go back to right before you told me I'd try to change it all. But look at us now, we could have gone so far. It hurts to realize we're parted. Yeah, look at us now, this is who we are. And
so the last thing I did on Saturday, which is the day I'm recording it, was to vacuum the house. And you're gonna see I found just a random pair of shoes under the coffee table. I did not notice that before, so I definitely had a laugh to myself about that. But I was just too tired, and the kids were running around, the dog was running around, and I wanted to mop the floor. And it just was not, I just did not have energy to deal with all that. So I quickly vacuumed. And then the next morning, when I woke up pretty early in the morning to start my day, I just mopped the floor in quiet and peace of the morning. So this is where you see a change of outfit over here. The mop is not loud. I mean, it does make some noise, but it's not anywhere close to being as loud as the vacuum cleaner. So I did not wake anybody up with that. But I definitely wanted to make sure I mop it before our guests arrive later on that afternoon. There's just something, I don't know, it just makes the house so much cleaner when the floors are freshly washed. I'm gonna link the map down below. I typically use it with the Method floor cleaner. I feel like it just gives this floor a little bit more shine versus just water, but I'm definitely loving the steam mop. But let me know what you use for your floors. If you especially have hardwood floors, what do you use to keep them clean and shiny?
I just know things will never be the same. We're like strangers again, again, again. Strangers again, again, again. We're like strangers again, again, again. I just know things will never be the same. We're like strangers again.
And I wanted to include a little clip of how my Halloween morning looked like. I was definitely behind on schedule in a sense that this is the morning of Halloween and I am just packing up the goodie bags. So I wanted to have goodie bags for the kids that were coming over, so I packed those first, put them aside, and also then I prepared goodie bags that I put outside so the kids, as they are trick-or-treating, they can just grab their own and be on their way, especially since we went trick-or-treating and also, I don't know, last year when we were in our neighborhood, obviously this was, in the middle of pandemic, it was just so nice to have kind of that vibe of candy being outside, a lot of families being outside in front of their houses. So it wasn't as, as festive as it was last year, but I kind of wanted to continue the tradition. I did pack, I think, about 100 of those baggies. They had like 3 pieces of candy in each. And for the first time ever, they actually all disappeared, because usually we have a lot of leftovers. But this year, all of them were taken, which I was very happy about.
Say something meaningful, say something I don't.
And now we move on to decluttering. And yes, I think it's insane that I started decluttering on the morning of Halloween, when I knew I had people over, when I knew I had to prepare food. But one, it helps to kind of do things like that. It wasn't a lot of it. I just did plates and coffee cups. But I knew, that's gonna kind of make me move faster, because I had other things to do. But also a day prior, I bought those plates from Costco because they were on sale, which I think they still are. A lot of my plates were, chipped, and I'd never had enough plates when we had a lot of people over. So I wanted to just get something, and I think those are so beautiful. I don't know, just that pattern around it, I absolutely love it. And I was happy they were white, because my, old plates are white as well. So even if I mix them, it's not that big of a deal that the pattern doesn't match, the color does. So I just wanted to quickly sort through the plates, take anything out that was chipped, and throw that away, and keep just basically the plates we can use.
Until my lungs give out, you're beautiful.
Now, of course, it took me a few tries to figure out the best layout, because I still have stuff in this cabinet that doesn't belong there, or maybe not fully decluttered, so I took some out. I did put just the plates, as you can see, some serving dishes on the top, like a salad, I think dryer, I don't know what you call it. It's like when you mix the salad to drain it from water. And original plan was to put some plates here and some plates in the basement, so when there is more people over, we can get them out. But I decided against it. I decided not to create extra clutter, and for now put everything in the cabinets and just use those plates. So I'm gonna try that out and see how that works, because what typically happens if I put it in the basement, we never use it. And once we go through this for a couple of months, maybe I'll see if having this many plates in a cabinet, I know we're not gonna go through all of them, but I know we have people over quite a bit, and sometimes we do run out of plates, the ones that we had. So I'm just gonna try it out. But the next thing was the coffee mugs, and I needed to get rid of some of them. I bought some clear ones because we do drink a lot of like lattes and cappuccinos, and I think it's just, I don't know about you guys, but for me, coffee tastes better in a good coffee mug. So I wanted to make space for those. The 2 white ones I showed you are from Target. The clear ones were from Amazon. So these are the ones that I absolutely love. The ones on the right side are my husband's. He likes to keep them more than I do. As you can see, I threw away a lot of them. They were just old and didn't just, look good anymore. And I'm really trying to simplify. So hopefully my husband will tag along and throw some of his away as well. And the last part of the cluttering that day was to organize my tea. I bought this container at Amazon. They came in a pack of 2. So I wanted to just organize all the tea I have so far. I wanted to get some more, but I always feel like, I just have like boxes upon boxes in my cabinet, and it's just not looking good. So this will allow me to grab some extra ones and organize them in a nice way.
You were my best friend care about the rules, good on the weekends.
So the last part that I was doing was getting some appetizers ready, and I wanted to basically do two things. One was like a wrap that I used salami, cheese, lettuce, pickle, and also a canned peppers, and spread cream cheese on the bottom of that. So it was just, this is the first time I was doing it, so as you're gonna see me do it, don't judge me that some of them kind of were coming apart. I learned that I need to do it tighter, and I need to probably wrap it in like a paper towel and let it sit for a few minutes, so then it kind of, makes them tighter and they don't fall apart. But I did those, and I also did some small sandwiches. I just thought it would be a nice thing to kind of have for the adults, as kids would be just binge eating the candy and the pizza we had for them. I thought after, walking with them and trick or treating, it would be just a nice thing to eat.
Being fools, drifting to deep space. So brave and so stupid, just like the movies. I was gonna stay in the fight with you, just thinking we would do this until we couldn't do it. Each and every high, every night with you. You and me so clueless. We were just broken, shattered, singing along to nothing matters. Stray around like nighttime rumors.
So as you can see, I first lined them up kind of sideways, and then I decided, because I had enough for 2 plates, which wasn't the original idea really, I just laid them down flat. But you can kind of do whichever you want. If you have a lot of those, you can definitely stack them up like I did first, or just lay them flat. I think both ways just worked out great. I did the same thing with the sandwiches as well. And for the sandwiches, I put some butter, I put a little cream cheese on the ends, I had ham, cheese, and then I had just a bunch of like fresh veggies. So for me, I had fresh pepper, fresh pickle, and radish. And then at the end, you're gonna see I sprinkled some green onion on top and some Parmesan cheese. So I do those sandwiches quite often when we have company. And just kind of use a different variation. Sometimes I use hummus, sometimes I use cream cheese, sometimes I just use different, veggies to put on top. But I think it's just a quick appetizer, and it always disappears from the plates.
In too deep in your worn-out sweaters, thinking we'll be young forever, driving in your mom's old hatchback, and we were in too deep.
So I think the presentation just turned out amazing. I love the simplicity of the platters, how, the size of them and all that. So thank you to Sweese for sending them to me. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you had a wonderful Halloween, and I hope you got some extra motivation to tackle whatever is on your to-do list this week. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.